Hello, everybody. It's me, Spirit Angel. Welcome back to another board game. We're playing Aeons End. Decided to take a little break from Marvel United, and we're going to start playing a little bit of Aeons End. My plan with this is to play through all of the content in order. So starting with the core set, right, and then working our way up to the current content. And we're going to be playing the monsters, the bosses, in difficulty order and then release. So right now, RAGEBORNE first, and then next difficulty until we're done with the core set, and then we're going to move on to release order. Basically, right now I'm not using randomized marketplace. If you never played Aeons End, you have a randomized marketplace over here of spells and gems and stuff to pay for cards. And they have a randomizer in the game, but right now I'm not using that. We are going to be playing solo mode too, like true solo mode. I'm not going to be two-handing monsters for now until we run into maybe a boss that it's a little harder. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to be facing RAGEBORNE. He's going to be starting with 70 health. Of course, we're starting with 30. I'm going to be facing him again with Adelheim. We have our deck set up, breaches, the marketplace. So to start with, we have a little bit of dialogue here. If you don't like this, you can skip ahead. This war has raged for eons now, so long that it is all we know now. Our children learn to hold a blade soon after their first word are uttered. With each generation, the joy in their faces and voices diminishes. Every instinct sharpened to a single word: survive. Alistar believes the Nameless waited for us to become worthy foes before sending their champion, the one we call RAGEBORNE. It is their executioner, here to quicken Gravehold's end. Never have I seen such anger, all of it reflected into the dead eyes of the rapid beast it commands. When the breaches open, the beggars in Chasm's walk. Walk. There's a typo there, actually. In Chasm's walk about above the city bells. The end is near. The end is near. And in my hollow heart, I know the truth of it. The end was here since first the Nameless came. We only have prolonged it. Setup. Shuffle all the strike cards, which we have already, together and place them face down to form the strike deck. RAGEBORNE gains one Fury token. And Fury tokens, we're going to be using just a die. It does come with some tokens and stuff, but when I can, I do like to replace things with die. I think this one might be easier to read. So one, we're going to track those. So he's got 70 health. That's the starting health. There is a difficulty on the here that you can barely see it, but there's a 2 here, so he's very easy. Not the easiest, but it goes 1 to 10. Unleash. RAGEBORNE gains 1 Fury token, so every now and again they're going to draw a card and get a Fury token. Increased difficulty. If we wanted to play increased difficulty, we are not doing that for sure. The game is pretty much hard enough as is. Additional rules. When RAGEBORNE strikes, resolve the following in order. Draw a card from the strike deck and resolve it. Shuffle that card back into the strike deck. RAGEBORNE loses 3 Fury tokens. At the end of the Nemesis turn, if RAGEBORNE has 4 or more Fury tokens, it strikes once. So that is his. We got our Fury deck, and then the actual deck he'll be drawing from every time it's his turn. And then we're going to be playing against him as Adelheim. He does have a little backstory here. It is folly what I do to make things in place where everything is broken, but still I bring my hammer down. We all have work to do, and I'll not let pride keep me from it. Ours is an army of fools, yes. We make weapons of the very breaches they wander through. No mystery we would die so. When we try to play with the deadliest powers we know, but what of it truly? This is still the way of things, in spite of all that has passed. Some people die while the rest must fight. So I bring my hammer down again and again, bending swords, fashioning strangeness from breach-touched ore. They ask it of me and trust it done, for folly or not. Which I don't know if I was in view there. I was kind of reading, but anyways, he is the weapon smith. So up at the top, we have breaches. These are going to be what we cast spells and how we do all of our damage. Right now, there's closed. So this side means they're closed. This means they're open, and we'll go over that later. So right now, he starts with one open, and then it'll show you kind of how to set the rest. Player number, we're only going to be player number 1, right, for now. Life, we start with 10 life. It'll show your starting hand here. So these are the cards that we're going to start with, which we already have I have set up. Starting deck, have that set up. His special power is Ethereal Ward. Activate during the Nemesis draw phase. When a Nemesis attack or power card is drawn, before it is resolved, you may discard it. It has no effect. And then then it has, you have your charges down here. This is how you fill all these up, and then you can activate your ability, and then sometimes there's cards that you can interact with here. So we have our deck. The interesting thing about Aeon's End is you actually do not shuffle your deck. As soon as you are out of cards, you just take your deck and you flip it back over, as you'll see. Starting hand, we get 2 sparks, amethyst shard, and 2 crystals. And crystals are how you're going to be paying. They call it ether, but we'll just call it money. So that symbol there means money, and it means you can buy a card from this row here, and that is how the game is pretty much played and how your deck's formed over time. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, I guess I will show you our market. So for our 3 gems that we're allowed to have, we have Jade, Clouded Sapphire, Wristwood Amber, and then our 2 relics, I chose Mage's Talisman and Blasting Staff. And for our 4 spells, one of my favorites out of the core is Lava Tendril. While prepped at the end of your casting phase, deal 1 damage. So basically, while you have it, just staying in your cards here, your open breaches, he takes damage every round, even if you don't cast it. One of my favorites. Planar Insight, Chaos Arc, and last is Amplify Vision. And up on the top, it'll show you the cost of the cards. So the most I have is 6, lowest I have is 2. But anyways, we are ready to go off to the races. Another interesting thing about Aeon's End is that the turns are completely random for true solo mode. Normally there's a deck of turn order. You randomize the deck and you draw, and it's either, you could get unlucky and have 2 Nemesis turns in a row, and then, I am actually using this bag to randomly choose. I don't like shuffling the turn order over and over again, so what I have here is these little, these are actually these came from Fantasy Flight like a long time ago. They used to sell like these weird tokens. So what I did is I put 3 yellow, which is our turn if we draw it, and then 2 red. If they draw it, that's the Nemesis turn, and that's how many cards you're normally supposed to have. In true solos, you put 3 yellow, at least that's what the rule book says, 3 yellow and then 2 red. So, turn order. Off we go. First one. Red. Nemesis starts, and I need to take that out of the bag. I need to set it aside. It basically gets refreshed after we're done. So Nemesis goes. I need to get my little reference card here. You can stop and look at it if you want. So Nemesis turn from oldest to newest. Draw a card. He draws a minion provoker, 5 health. Persistent. Means as long as he's alive, every time the Nemesis turn comes up, that this happens. So Gravehold suffers damage equal to the number of Fury tokens RAGEBORNE has. So this doesn't happen until his next turn. Does not happen immediately. Alright. Next thing. If it is a minion card, yep, place on the play. And that's the Nemesis turn. Alright. Next turn. Our turn, yellow. So we take our hand here, 2 sparks. So spark just says do damage. So you have your breaches here, and I need to move these up just a tad. So I can put my cards here. So our breaches work, right, is they have 2 sides. They have open and closed, and then the later ones actually have +1 damage. And then I think later on expansions add on to that, but for right now with the core box, this is what you got. So you have the open side, which is what you want, and you have the closed side. If you're on the closed side, the spells, if you charge, or not charge them, but if you prep them, you have to instantly, when it's your next turn, instantly cast them. If they're open, you get to choose, which is the better option. So then you have your focus. So it costs 2 to basically rotate it. And you can open it at any point, but as you rotate it, you'll notice it's either more expensive or less expensive. So that's why you'd want to rotate it, right? So obviously you'd want it to open it at 2, but you can open it whenever. Technically, if you have the money. But that's supposed to start like this. So what we do is we take spark, put it there. That means it's prepped, ready to be used on our next turn, because what happens is the first thing in the player turn is called the casting phase, and that is when you can cast prep spells and stuff. So to cast them onto the non-flipped breaches, you have to focus it first. We do have 2 money, but what we do need to be doing is building our deck. So what we're going to do is use 2 crystals to buy a jade, which costs 2, and it gives us 2 money. We have Amethyst Shard, gain 1 ether, an ally may draw a card and then discard a card in hand. I am going to do that because I know we're going to discard Spark with Amethyst Shard, which technically it should be like that, to gain another crystal, giving us 2 more money, to then buy another jade. And that will be it for our turn. We now draw up to 5 cards. We only have 4, so what happens? You can't draw another one. You just take your deck and you flip it back over, and that's it. There is no shuffling. All right, next turn. Red, Nemesis turn. So what we do, right? We do turn order. So main phase, you resolve the effects of each minion. Gravehold suffers damage equal to the number of Fury tokens he has. He has 1. So we're going down to 29. Then we draw another card. Another minion, 6 health. Bane Sire is his name. Persistent Unleash. When unleashes, he gains 1 Fury token. So we do need to start doing some damage here, because unfortunately he's getting a lot of... And it will be our turn again. We already know it's going to be our turn, but because we already drew the 2 Nemesis tokens, so it is our turn. And I didn't draw up the 5. There we go, 5. We have 5 money. I'm going to use 4 of that to buy a Lava Tendril, 4 money. While prepped, at the end of your casting phase, deal 1 damage, cast 3 damage. We do have... I did forget to cast my Spark. I did want to cast my Spark. We're going to get rid of... put 1 damage on Provoker. We do keep over crystal, so we draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drawing a spark, our amethyst shard, a jade, and a crystal. And we know the last turn will be ours. Back to our turn. We're going to prep a spark. And we have 5 money, which we're going to use. 5 money. We're going to draw another lava tendril for 4, and then we have 1 left over, which we can't do anything with. And then that's it. We're going to put the tokens back in the random bag. We draw up to 5. Drawing 3 more. All money, unfortunately. Our turn. Cast the spark. Hitting Provoker. Taking him to 2. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start opening our breaches. So 3, we're going to open a breach, our second breach. And then for another 2, we're going to gain a charge. Now, I'm not using any tokens. I'm going to be using blue to represent charge. And when it hits 5, we know we're good. So I have 1 charge, 1 crystal left over, drawing 4. Crystal Spark, our first lava tendril, and crystal. Nemesis. So he has 1 charge. We take 1 damage, going down to 28. He unleashes, taking him to 2. 2 Fury. We got Cleave, Rageborne Strikes. So we take a card from the strike deck. That's Raise. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Any player suffers 1 damage. The fire spread from the old barracks to the south wall in a moment, the ancient stone hissing and turning black as the beast strode through the city. And then when he strikes, which it was 3 damage, so we go down to 5. We take 1 damage. I forgot to give us our health. That takes us to 9. And when he strikes, you shuffle it all back in there. That's the only time we really shuffle. And then when he strikes, draw a card from the strike deck, shuffle that card back into the Fury deck. Rageborne loses 3 tokens, so he has no Fury left. Our turn. We're going to prep Lava Tendril, as well as our Spark. We have 3 money. We're going to... We have 3 money. We're going to buy a charge, going up to 2, keeping 1 crystal and drawing 4 more for 5. Another Lava Tendril shard. Everything else. That's our turn. It's either us or them. It's us. I'm going to hit Provoker for 3 with the Lava Tendril, destroying him. Going to hit Banesire for 1, taking him down to 5. Spark away. I'm going to charge a Lava Tendril. We have 5 money. Gonna spend 4 to draw another lava tendril. We're gonna pretty much stack up on lava tendrils. And then keep the crystal and draw 4 more. And then we know it's his turn. I'm going to draw Persistent Unleash, so that puts him to 1 Unleash. Unrelenting Ire. Unleash, if there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the turn order discard pile, unleash 2 additional times, so that takes him up to 4. At the end of the Nemesis turn, if RAGEBORNE has 4 or more Fury, he strikes, so he is going to strike. So he's going to strike. Player at the lowest life suffers 2 damage. That hurts. And he loses 3 tokens every time he strikes. Alright, these go back in the bag. Our turn. I'm going to cast Lava Tendril to do 3 damage. Big boy. He's got 2 left. Going to prep a spark. I'm going to go ahead and use 3 to rotate or focus our breach. And then I'm going to keep the 2 money we have. Actually, no, I'm going to spend the 2 money we have to gain 3 charges. Drawing up to 5. Turn order. His turn, he's going to unleash Blood Cry to discard, lose 4 charges. Power 2, unleash 4 times. So every time his turn comes around, he's going to lose a power. Basically saying in 2 turns, he's going to unleash 2 times unless we discard 4 charges. So we do need an extra charge before that happens. So it's got 2 charges on it. So that is not good. So our turn. Yep, our turn. I'm going to spark him for 1, putting him up to 5 damage. Gonna prep Lava Tendrils and Spark. Going to use 2 crystals to gain a 4th charge, and then I'm going to use them all to get rid of Blood Cry. Keeping a crystal, drawing up to 5, drawing up to 5. Turn order. Us. I'm going to keep Lava Tendril here because we can actually do, or you know what? I'm gonna spark him, kill him. Gonna end our casting phase and do the 1 passive to RAGEBORNE, finally hitting him down to 69. Gonna prep a 2nd Lava Tendril. And then focus some stuff here. I'm going to use 3 to focus again. And then I'm going to use 2 to gain a charge. Draw 5. It's going to be his turn. Don't have to look. Here we go. Invoke Carnage to discard, spend 7 ether. Power 2, unleash. Any player suffers 1 damage. That player suffers 1 additional damage for each Fury token. That is not a good one. That is a bad one. We have 2 turns. Somehow get 7 ether, which I don't even know if that's possible for us, but we're gonna try it. Currently have 5 here. We might end up taking that damage. We are going to cast both of our lava tendrils to put them down to 63. Going to prep another one. And then we have 5 money. Really need another jade. I don't remember what's going to be next, but I don't think it's going to be a jade at the very top. We can only draw 1. Definitely not. I don't think it's going to be a jade. We need to get some money. I have 6. I'm going to use 3 to buy a Bristwood Amber and place it at the top of our library. Going to save that. Draw up 4. We really need a jade. We have 6 here. It's not what we need. All right. Wait. That was supposed to be our... Okay. That was his turn. Or our turn. I don't even know why I went there. I always forget about the turn order. It's us again anyway. I'm going to leave this here, taking him down to 62. Going to prep a spark. And then I really should do something, but I'm going to use Viscera Amber and a crystal to buy another Viscera Amber. I'm going to end it there. I'm trying to get to 7. Need to draw 3. We need a lot. Okay, a Jade and the Amber. So 4, 6, 7. So we have just enough. And I believe it has to be on our turn to do it. So resolve a 2 discard. Yeah, we already drew. Technically, when you draw, your turn's over. So we have 1 more chance. It could be his turn. This goes down to 1. We got Venomite, 9 health, persistent. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, or any player discards a prep spell that costs 3 or more. All right, we need to hope we draw ours. It is ours. So we're going to spend all this. Well, actually, our prep spells first. So 1 damage. I don't think I'm going to, because we need to. Now, so 1 damage, 2 damage to Venomite. Spend, or prep another spark, and then spend 7 to get rid of this. Then draw 5. I need 2 more. And then we know the last turn is his. So discard a press spell. We're going to discard Lava Tendril. Cat on the field. We have minions upon minions. Scorn, persistent, Gravehold suffers 3 damage or unleash twice. We do need some damage here. Alright, next turn. Us. We're going to use a spark. Put 3 on Venomite. Going to prep 2 lava tendrils. We have 3 money. And we're going to focus our 3rd one. And probably buy it next turn, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All money. We're definitely going to be doing something. Our turn again. So 3 to open. And then going to buy a charge. Keeping 1 crystal. Drawing up. Or actually, I forgot about our passives. Could I destroy 1? I forgot about our spells. Can I destroy 1? I could destroy the Venomite. So we're going to destroy the Venomite. Leaving Scorn. We get to go a 3rd time, luckily for us. Prep a Spark in the +1 damage when casts Breach. We're going to use these 2 to buy another Lava Tendril. We have 2 money that I'm going to use to buy a 3rd charge. And we know the next 2 turns are his. Unfortunately, this is going to be a hurt. So Gravehold takes 3 damage. We'll do that for the first time, taking us to 22. Draws, unleash twice. The player with the most prep spells discards their most expensive prep spell. So we have to get rid of Spark. He strikes. It's going to take him down to 1. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. That is 19. And we suffer 1 damage, taking us down to 6. Gonna shuffle this. And then he goes again. Gravehold or unleash twice. We're going to do the unleash. Pulverizing Ray, power 1. Gravehold suffers 18 damage. The player may collectively discard up to 6 gems. For each gem discarded this way, prevent 3 of that damage. Oh boy. It's got a power of 1. Alright. I did forget to draw 5. Alright, we just gotta hope that it's not his turn, it's our turn. So I'm gonna add a different counter to it just so I can keep track. So we're gonna discard, or we're gonna discard 3 gems. 3, and then we're gonna prep a lava tendril and a spark. Ending our turn. Got more gems. We just gotta pray that it's our turn. Ooh. Gonna hurt. Power 1. Graveyard suffers 18 damage. The player may collectively discard up to 6 gems. For each gem discarded this way, prevent 3 of that damage. So we prevent 9. He takes 9, putting it to 10. That is not good. We've barely done any damage to him. That hurts. That one hurts. Alright, well, we don't need All right. Oh, and we got to do that. Gravehold suffers 3 damage or unleash twice, so we got to do unleash. Then takes it down to 2 because he's going to strike off that. The player with the most breaches suffers 3 damage. Takes us down to 3 health. We got to shuffle back up. All right. We do. Going to deal 4 damage to Scorn. Another 1 damage to Scorn. Yeah. We're gonna prep, or not prep. We have 5. 6. We have 6. I'm gonna spend all 6 to buy Chaos Arc. Deal 3 damage, deal 2 additional damage for each prep spell in the adjacent breach. Roll 5. Lava Tendril, 3 of them. His turn. Unleash twice. I mean, oh man. Or 3 damage to the breach. I mean, I guess we're just going to go damage to the breach. Because if he unleashes, he's going to strike and we're near death. And you don't want to die against true solo mode. It becomes very, very difficult. And we're going to draw. Unleash 3 times. Taking him to 5. The players collectively discard cards in hand equal to the number of Fury tokens RAGEBORNE has. So discard 5 cards. Oh boy. And then that's going to make him strike. Gravehold suffers 3. Players suffer 1. Taking us down to 4. All right. Very cool. Last turn, we know it's us. We can't do anything. Draw 3. Or 5, sorry. I think we drew too many. We have too many freaking gems. All right. Our turn. Going to prep a spark. We're going to use 4 to gain 2 charges. Gives us max charges, and we can discard a attack or power card, and basically has no effect. So roll 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His turn. Scorns. We have to. We have to. We're going to die. Doom Aegis spends 7. The player with the most charges suffers 4 damage and loses all their charges. We're going to use our effect to get rid of that. He is going to strike. Player with the most open breaches suffers 3 damage. So we die off that, or exhaust. And so exhausting. Resolve the Nemesis, unleash effect twice. So that takes them up to 3. The exhausted player destroys one of their breaches, discarding any spells prepped. So discard 1. Destroyed breaches can be returned to the box. Yeah. Fun. The exhausted player discards all of their charge tokens. We don't have any. The exhausted player continues to participate in the game as usual, with the following exceptions. Exhausted players cannot gain life, so we don't have any life anymore. When a card deals damage to the player with the lowest life, it always deals that damage to the non-exhausted player with the lowest current life. When an exhausted player suffers damage, instead deal twice that amount of damage to the Gravehold. And we lose the Gravehold dies. This includes excess damage when a player initially became exhausted. So we died by 1 damage, so double that, 2. Taking Gravehold to 2. Okay. That's his turn. Oh, red again. Well, you can either unleash and strike, which, yeah, I mean, that's what we got to do. Unleash twice. The player with the most open breaches destroys 4 cards in the hand or suffers 4 damage. I think I quit. I quit. You win. You win, RAGEBORNE. You win. All right. Well, we will be back and try this again. Probably going to choose a new character every time we die. Just try to switch it up. But yeah, we will be playing RAGEBORNE still. Playing until we win. Trauma reads on the back here. My conclave of sisters is long ago gone, all of them ash in the world above. I do not remember their names, only their faces and the brightness in their eyes. Their songs fade in the gray shadows of my many years, and I alone can still hear them. Only Gravehold is more ancient than I, yet somehow I endure. This city looks to me for guidance, for I have walked a long, worrisome path to stand before them. This is my duty, my burden, my privilege. It was I who counseled them to collapse the mouth of the cave, to entomb us here. It was I who taught the mages to wield the sisters' words, where so many have slipped beneath the shadow. I have remained in light. Many say we are lost, that Gravehold is just that, our grave. They say that, like my sisters, we will be erased, our bones left to molder in the silence of the cave, but glory will be ours again, and I will live to feel the sun and wind on my face once more. Faith, younglings, it is our best weapon. So she starts with Buried Light and 4 crystals. Her starting deck is going to be 3 crystals and 2 spark. And then her activate is Gain 4 life, which I thought was pretty appropriate for considering the fact RAGEBORNE is all about just hitting us in the face. One thing I did add is I kind of looked online of True Solo, and it looks like the game eventually added a new rule to True Solo, like pretty quickly, because I think they realized maybe their error, but they actually changed it later on, and I think Legacy, which is only 2 major expansions away from where we're at in the game, they added 4. You take 4 cards for players to 2, so we were playing with 3, and now we're going to be playing with 4 player turns in the bag and 2 monster turns in the bag. So that's the main change we're going to be doing. I'm still going to do 10 health, and there's other rules they've made that you can use if you want the game to be easier, like give yourself more Gravehold, give the monster less health, give yourself more health, but we're not doing any of that, just an extra turn. I feel like that's maybe add a little bit more balance for true solo mode. If we were playing two-handed, I'd just play regular, however it's set. But we're not. We're playing true solo, which trying to make it a little easier on me, because I do like a little bit of difficulty, but I also don't completely like getting smashed over and over again too. And we're here for fun, right? We're here for fun. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and start the game. So Nemesis is going to start. Oh, he does start with, and I did forget, he does start with that first Unleash. It's going to be Provoker, Persistent. So he's going to be staying down, and next turn Gravehold will suffer damage if he's still alive, which I imagine he will be. Our turn, we have our 4 crystals and a buried light, which is a spell where we gain, when we cast it, we gain 1 damage. So I'm going to prep that with our 4 money. I'm going to buy a spell immediately, Lava Tendrils, which we already know what Lava Tendrils is. Oh, the market, we're using Jade, Searing Ruby, Clouded Sapphire. Our 2 relics are Blasting Staff and Flexing Dagger. And our spells are Amplify Vision, Phoenix Flame, Ignite, and Lava Tendril. Which I just love Lava Tendril. I can't get rid of it. I love the passive damage. If you can get it set up like 4 of them at a time, it's pretty cool. But you have to get set up for that to happen. So draw 5, drawing our 2 sparks and 3 crystals. Nemesis turn, provoke, or persistent. Gravehold suffers damage equal to the number of Fury tokens, so it takes it down to 29. Another minion, Haze Spewer. Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's current health. Then this minion suffers 1 damage. So that is, we know the next 2 turns will be ours. Or 3 turns, sorry. So first token, going to cast Buried Light. We're going to do 1 damage to Haze Spewer, taking him down to 4. We're going to prep a spark. And then we have, with our 3 crystals, we're going to open up. It costs 4 to open our second one. So with the Buried Light plus the 3 crystals, we're going to open our second breach. And then we're going to prep another spark. I'm going to move these guys back a little bit. Maybe move myself back here. We're kind of up in his business. All right. Draw 5. Drawing our Lava Tendril and 4 crystals. Second token, our second turn at a 3. We're going to use 2 sparks on Haze Spewer, taking him down to 2 health. And then we're going to prep a Lava Tendril and use 4 money to buy a Lava Tendril. And that'll be our turn. Last turn for us before the Nemesis can come back out. Spark, Buried Light, 3 crystals. The Lava Tendril, I'm going to leave it prepped and deal the 1 damage to Haze Spear. So if he goes again, he will kill himself and we'll have to take 1 damage, but I'm okay with that for now. Yeah, so we leave Lava Tendril focused. Buried Light, Spark. We're going to prep Buried Light, and it costs 3 to focus a spell. We're going to use 3. Focus Spark on so we get to rotate it, and then we can put a spell on it, which we'll have to use next turn. Put our Spark down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the turns back in the bag. His turn. So first card, we suffer 1 damage. 28. Haze Spear. Gravehold suffers damage equal to the minion's current health, which is 1. That puts us to 27. And then he takes 1 damage, so he dies. Drawing a card. RAGEBORNE strikes. So we get rid of all his tokens here. Gravehold suffers 5 damage, taking us down to 22. All right. Our turn. Going to... We can kill the provoker this turn. So we're going to lava tendril for 3, spark it for 1, and buried light it for 1, killing the provoker. We're going to use our 4 jewels on a lava tendril. Then we're going to prep a spark. We're going to draw 4 or 5, sorry. Okay. Back to the turns. Our turn again. We're going to spark him in the face for 1, putting him down to 69. We're going to prep both of our lava tendrils. We have 3 money. I'm going to use it to focus a breach again. Draw 5. Our turn. Going to not use either one of them, and I'm going to hit him for the passive 2, taking him down to 67. I'm going to... We have enough to focus. I'm going to focus this breach. Breach number 3, and then I'm going to prep buried light into it, keeping a spark. Need 2 more cards. Our turn again, which means it will be the Nemesis turn next turn. We have to use buried light, so hitting him down to 66. I'm going to use the 2 passives, taking him down to 64. And then I have 1 money from buried light. We have 2 crystals. I'm going to use the 3 to open up our 3rd breach, which costs 3 to open. Going to prep a lava tendril into it. Keep the 2 sparks. We draw 3. And goes to his turn. Draw. Unleash. Putting him at 1. If there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the turn order discard pile, unleash 2 additional times. So 3. All the turns go back in the bag. Us. I'm going to go ahead and... We have 2 spark. I'm going to use 2 lava tendrils plus the passive, so our 3rd gives us +1 damage on cast, so 4, 3, that's 7, plus the passive, 8. Taking him down to 56. Oh, forgot to use my cards. What am I doing? I'm going to prep 2 sparks. We have 3 money. We're going to use... We buy anything we can. We can buy a Phoenix Flame. I'm going to use 3 money to buy a Phoenix Flame. Cast, deal 2 damage. You may lose 1 charge to deal 2 additional damage. We don't have any chargers yet, but we're certainly getting a lot of spells. Draw phase. Our turn again. Gonna hit him for Spark for 2. Spark for 1. And Lava Tendril for 3. So 6 damage, taking him down to 50. We're going to prep a Buried Light. We have 4 crystals. We're going to use that to focus. We can probably open next turn, possibly, if we get 4 money. We did not get 4 money, but we did get 2 lava tendrils. Our turn again. Buried light for 2. Plus that gives us 1 money. We have 2 crystals, making it 3. We are going to use a crystal to buy a jade, keeping 1 crystal and prepping 2 lava tendrils. Turn him finally. To discard, spend 7 money. Unleash, power 2. It's the basically do as much damage as there are fury tokens, so could possibly hurt. And we know the next turn, actually no, we still have a turn in the bag. And it is us. I'm going to, I need some money here. I think we're just going to have to end up taking that damage, unfortunately. I'm going to prep a Phoenix Flame. We're going to, might keep those. We're going to passively hit him for 2. Keep the spark and use the 2 crystals to get a charge. And keep the 2 sparks. And we know it's his turn, so power goes down. Draws, unleash twice. That's going to make him strike. The player with the most prep spells discards their most expensive spell. So one of our lava tendrils. Actually, I'm going to do the breach 2 spell. So he's going to strike, putting him down to 2. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Any player suffers 1 damage. Us. I'm going to use Phoenix Flame to do 2 damage. We're going to lose a charge, do a 4 to make it 4, knocking him down to 42. Keep the lava tendril and just do the damage, taking him down to 41. Going to prep a lava tendril, prep a spark, use our 2 crystals to buy a jade, keeping a spark. Us again. 2 passive plus the spark, taking him down 3 to 38. Prep a spark. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to prep buried light. We have 3 money right now. I'm going to use 2 to buy a jade. We're going to keep a spark and crystal. His turn, so invoke carnage goes off. Unleash. And then any player suffers 1 damage. That player suffers 1 additional damage for each fury token, so taking us down to 5. We need to get some. We need to get some freaking. Wait, I didn't draw his card. Cauterizer. When damage is dealt to this minion, reduce that damage to 1. Persistent, any player suffers damage equal to this minion's current health. He has 3 health. Okay. Turn order. Us. Going to passive lava tendril this twice. And then very light it once, killing it. We gain a money from that. We've got 4 from the 3 crystals. 5, 6. We have 6 money. Going to buy a charge with those 2. Charge with these 2. Charge with the jade. We need 2 more, and then prep a spark. His turn. Scorn. Persistent Gravehold suffers 3 damage or unleash twice. Which means it's our turn last. Alright, we're going to spark Scorn once. We're going to passive damage him twice, taking him to 3. We should be able to kill him next turn. Gonna prep another lava tendril. Gonna get with Jade, we're gonna give ourselves 4 charge. And then with 2 crystals, we'll have full charges. This says activate during your main phase, which we can do immediately. To gain 4 life. Taking us to 9. We're gonna keep a Phoenix Flame. Our turn. We're going to use 1 lava tendril, 2 lava tendrils for 6 on Scorn, killing him. Use our passive damage on lava tendril, taking him down to 37. Going to prep a Phoenix Flame and a Spark. Going to Jade for a charge. And 2 crystal to buy a Jade. His turn. Minion Needle Maw, 11 health. Persistent Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Is that big a deal? I don't know. Do we just start rushing them down now? That's the question. Our turn. Going to Spark Needle Maw for 1. Going to Phoenix Flame to get rid of a charge for 4. I'm going to use here. What was he at? 37. Takes him down to 33. Lava Needle Maw passively. And then we're going to prep a Buried Light. We have 5. We're going to use We're going to use 4 of it to open our last breach, keeping 1 crystal. Our turn again. We're going to Buried Light Needle Maw. Passively hurt him with our Lava Tendril, taking him down to 4 damage. We're going to prep a spark. We're going to use 2 jade and 2 crystals for 4 to buy another lava tendril, keeping a crystal. Our turn again. Can we kill him? We're going to spark him for 2, take him to 6. We're going to passive damage him with a lava tendril, taking him to 7 damage out of 11. Going to prep 2 lava tendrils. And then we have 4. I'm going to use all 4 to gain 2 charges. We know the last turn's his. Unimall, Gravehold suffers 2 damage, taking it down to 17. So power 2, unleash 4 times, and we have to lose 4 charges to discard it. Our turn. He's got 7 health. Can I kill him? I can. I'm going to hit him for a non-buffed tendril. Actually, would that kill him? Yeah, actually. We're going to hit him with a buffed lava tendril, hitting him for 4. 7 plus 4 is 11. And he dies. Going to passively hit him for our 2 lava tendrils, taking him down to 31. Going to then prep a Phoenix Flame and a Spark, and then use our 4 money to gain 2 more charges, to then discard them to get rid of Blood Cry. Our turn. I forgot the draw. That was supposed to be our draw. I'm going to hit Spark him, Phoenix Flame him, so 2 or 1 first, and then just 2 or 3 because it's on a plus 1 damage. So taking him down to 27. And then we're going to hit him passively for 2 from our lava tendrils, taking him down to 25. Going to prep a buried light. And then we have 2 jades for 2 more charges, and then 2 crystals for make it 3. His turn. Doom Aegis, sorry. Spend 7. The player with the most charges suffers 4 damage. Did I put this back up top? Did I put it back on his deck? I did. Wait, did I? I might have accidentally put this back on top of his deck. Oh, no, it's kind of the same effect, discard, but the player with the most charges suffers 4 damage and loses all their charges. That's actually really not that big a deal. We do have a heal coming, but it does say I lose all my charges. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much we get. His turn again. Power 1, so this already happens. So we take 4 damage, going down to 5. And then we lose all our charges. Very cool. Unleash twice. He's going to strike us this turn. The player with the most open breaches destroys 4 cards in hand or suffer 4 damage. Oh, I forgot to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to destroy them, which means they go away permanently. So I'm going to destroy Jade, 2 crystals, and a spark. We take no damage, but we only get a lava tendril this turn, or our next turn. And we know the next 2 turns are ours. So first turn, we're going to bury light him for 2, taking him down to 23. Hastily hit him twice with our lava tendrils, taking him down to 21. Prep a lava tendril. And that will be our turn. Next turn, we're going to hit him for 4, 8, 11. Taking him down to 10. We're going to prep a lava tendril. We have 5. We're going to get a charge, and then keep a crystal. Our turn. Gonna lava tendril him for 4, taking him down to 6. Oh, he was supposed to strike. Well, let's see what it would have been. So 2, I forgot about his strike. The player with the most open breaches suffers 3 damage, taking us down to 2. Alright, we're going to prep a Phoenix Flame and a Spark. We're going to use 2 Jades to buy 2 charges. Need 1 more. Our turn again. Spark him for 2, and then Phoenix Flame him for... take him down to 4. We're going to Phoenix Flame him, get rid of a charge, and hit him for 5. Killing the RAGEBORNE. We almost died. He had us at half health. So the RAGEBORNE is defeated. I will see you guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys on the next boss.